Alabama, and I want to connect that to something that happened just this past Friday at a conservative conference in Washington, D.C. 42 years ago, in Selma, a group of a few hundred marchers planned to march from Selma to Montgomery to stand up for voting rights, particularly for African Americans in Alabama. They began that march, and as they reached the Edmund Pettus Bridge, they were descended on by highway patrol, state troopers, dogs. They were beaten, they were sprayed. A few weeks later, another courageous group of marchers, but this time, instead of hundreds, it was thousands, men and women with courage and strength, began that march again. And by the time they reached Montgomery from Selma, they were 25,000 strong. And because of what they did, because of their courage, because of standing up for what's right, for those around them, just a few months later, the President of the United States, Lyndon Johnson, signed the Voting Rights Act into law and made it the law of the United States. We learned a lot of lessons, not just from that march and from what happened in the few months after, but from what happened during this entire period of the 1960s. Lessons that are important to us today. First of all, the fact that something has always been done away doesn't mean it needs to continue to be done in the same way. Change can be very good. Second, we saw people of faith stand up, speak out, and make it clear then, as it should be clear today, that faith is not something owned by the right wing of the Republican Party. Some of you may have seen this, but just this past Friday at a conservative conference in Washington, D.C., a woman was speaking there, used words of hate, words that were wrong and inappropriate. First of all, we should not give attention to selfish, childish, hateful behavior.